One really crazy part of English is phrasal verbs. Would you agree? Some of these make a little bit of sense when you're trying to learn them, and others are just crazy. Sometimes they don't even make sense in the way that we use them. I am a teacher, and I love teaching phrasal verbs. So I'm going to take just a few of these today, and we're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about what that phrasal verb is, give it a meaning, and then give an example or two of how we could use it in real life. The next part's up to you. You need to start practicing them, so feel free to write in the comments about questions or problems you have with these and other ones that are a little bit tricky for you, and maybe we'll cover them in a later video. I'm Phil from Mayak. Thanks for joining me today. The first one we're going to talk about is ask. Ask out is the phrasal verb, ask out. So when we use ask out, it usually means somebody asks somebody out on a date. Maybe a romantic evening, maybe they eat pizza together, they go to the movies, they walk around in the city. And so we could say, he asked her out on a date last Friday. So this is the act of someone asking someone else to go out together on a romantic evening. Next, add up. So the one that's a little more obvious is counting, right? We add the numbers up, we get a sum total, how much it will be all together. But another version of this would be add up, like if something makes sense, it all adds up together. So in the first example, we could use the sentence, the waiter added up the bill and the total was $15. But let's imagine there's a mystery. So we can say, we're trying to solve this mystery, but something doesn't quite add up. It means something in this situation doesn't work together. It doesn't equal what it should equal. And so we see this often in mystery movies, detective books, things like this, where something just doesn't add up. So the next one is act up. The one that children and maybe teenagers would often hear is acting up means being a little goofy or also behaving badly, misbehaving. This would happen often in school when they're acting up there. So somebody could say the students were bored in class and so they started to act up. It's usually not positive. It's a negative thing where people are behaving badly somehow. But another way we can use act up if some machine or something is not working properly. It's not working the way that it should. And we can say that machine is acting up. So after being in the cold for a few months, maybe too many months, the car started acting up and I needed to take it to the mechanic. Have you ever had this? You're driving down the road and something just doesn't sound right in your car. Something's not working the right way. It's acting up and you need to take it to the mechanic or fix it yourself. Next is back down. And we would say back down is to withdraw, like come back, withdraw from some commitment or some strong position that you had. So we could do this on a personal level. I could say of a coworker or somebody I know, he will never back down from a fight. That means he's maybe an aggressive kind of person and he's always ready to defend something or fight for something. He won't withdraw. So we say he will never back down from a fight. There's another one that's maybe more global, and we could say the government was forced to back down from starting a new project, for example. So this means some group forced the government to withdraw from some project. So they were forced to back down from the project. So since we had back down, let's have back up, right? The backup that everybody knows is backup to save a spare copy of something, some data, something from your computer. So we could say, remember, always back up your files. This is the one that many people know. It's an easy one. But backup is also to support someone or support something. Provide that support for them. You back them up. So I could say his mom always backed him up in everything. That means his mom was always the supporter of him. She was always giving him the support he needed for any activity, any endeavor that he had. She always backed him up. Okay, the last one today is a little bit explosive. It's blow up. Blow up. First one is explode, right? We could say the car exploded when it hit the building. Explode. So that's a blow up, right? The next one would be to lose someone's temper, to not be able to control your own anger. And if you can't control it, it's like a volcano. It blows up. So a sentence could be, he blew up at his boss because he so strongly disagreed with him. He blew up at his boss. It doesn't mean he's a volcano, of course. It means he lost his temper. His anger came out of him. Next would be inflate. If you inflate something, you blow it up. So I could say, I need to blow up a lot of balloons for the birthday party. That means to take a balloon and make it bigger, to blow it up. That's not too dangerous, right? Another kind of blow up is to exaggerate something and exaggerate a story, for example, to make it bigger than it really is. So we see that the definition, the meaning, is a little bit like blowing up a balloon, right? The balloon starts like this, but it ends like this. So in a story, you can blow up a story, blow it out of proportion. It's too big now. So we could say the disagreement that the two people had wasn't really so bad, but now the situation has been blown up out of proportion. That means they've talked about it too much, and now the situation is just bigger than it really is. It shouldn't be so complicated, but it's been blown up out of proportion. And the final meaning that I want to give you today, I'm sure you could find other meanings of it, but one more meaning is simply to enlarge a photograph. You have a small photograph and you need a photograph to be bigger, maybe to fit a frame, so you need to blow it up. So I could say, oh, my picture is too small, my frame is much bigger, so I need to blow up my photograph. Of course, it doesn't mean to inflate your photograph, and it doesn't mean to explode your photograph. It simply means to make it bigger. When you make something bigger, you blow it up just a little bit. Thank you for hanging out with me for just a little bit today to talk about these crazy phrasal verbs, and I thank you for spending this time with me. Have a great day. Bye.